Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And despite our recent victory in terms of the trans athletes taking over women's sport, and their continual war against the cancellation of women, it seems we may have a new fight on our hands. Because having lost the little battle over trans athletes in sport, it seems they're going after children now. And by children, I don't mean teenagers, I don't mean 10-year-olds. I mean they want to push their sexual peccadillos onto children as young as 5. So let's take a look at this article today and discuss this, and then question why grown adults want to impose their sexual identities onto young children. They're sick, aren't they? But let's have a look at this article. So this is the article. Fury, as theatre company, stages naked sexual show exploring sexuality, sexual pleasure and queerness at children as young as 5. Producers say the show is a performance for families about sex and relationships. It is described as fun and silly performance about the subject of sex. The family sex show has said online there is nakedness at one point in the show, but it has prompted outrage from parents who are considering protesting next month outside the Bath Theatre Royal. They need to protest, they need to be out there, they need to be pitchforks and burning flames. You know, the village needs to rise, go up to the castle. They need to question these people. I think anyone who is aiming this kind of thing at 5-year-olds needs to be investigated. But we'll go into the article. A theatre company has sparked fury by staging a show featuring naked bodies that explores love, sexuality and sexual pleasure, aimed at children as young as 5. The family sex show's producer boasts it's a performance for families about sex and relationships, with parents encouraged to bring their children along. Yeah, I'm going to tell you now, I wouldn't want my child to be introduced to a world of sex by people with an agenda. It is the job of the parents to broach this subject, to raise it slowly and appropriately over time. Not for people pushing their identity politics, their agenda, their sexual lust for children at children directly. Do you really think that these people should say it's okay for an actor to want to get naked in front of a child? Because that's what they're saying. They want to get naked on a stage so that children can see them naked. They need to be on a register. They need to be on several registers. But we will go through. The website describes it as a fun and silly performance about the painfully awkward subject of sex, exploring names, functions, boundaries, consent, pleasure, queerness, sex, gender and relationships. It goes on. Using real-life bodies, personal stories, songs and movement, the family sex show puts the good stuff at the forefront of conversation and imagines a future where there is no shame but a celebration of difference, equality and liberation, and you might as well put in brackets, and paedophilia. Because these guys are paedophiles. If they want to encourage children into a show where they stand on a stage and get naked and muck around, wobble their bits in front of children, they're paedophiles. But the show has prompted outrage from parents who are considering protesting outside Bath Theatre Royal when it opens next month. I may well go and join them. The backlash began on the social media site Mumsnet after a user called Matthew Taylor posted, "This show is aimed at children 5 years old and up. The performers get naked. The discussion with the children is on sex, sexuality and sexual pleasure. It wouldn't surprise me if they sit wanking on that stage. I cannot imagine bringing a 5-year-old child to a theatre where people will tell him or her about sex and show their naked bodies to him or her. Am I the crazy one? No, sir, you are not the crazy one. They are the crazy ones. They are the ones that need to be investigated. They need their browser history checked. They need their hard drive checked. And then they need to be locked up away from the general population in a prison in the special unit for the rest of their lives. Because they are not safe. They are not safe around children. One 30-year-old mother who contacted Mail Online about the show said, "If this was aimed at teenagers, I would have no objection, but aiming this at children as young as 5 is a complete no-no. They say it is broadly in line with the national curriculum." No, it isn't. You don't teach 5-year-olds in a school about queerness. But the difference is that in schools the messages are tailored to the age-appropriate group, whereas this is just dumping a load of stuff onto children who are far too young to deal with it. And it's not even their job. This is the parents' job. So they've got these things here. We're going with the thing, but they're going, why so young? 5 is young. And this is them saying, this production company, sexual development and behaviour starts from birth. It's important that children are supported in their exploratory development, safely and comfortably. You can see the common stages of sexual development laid out here by the NSPCC. Yeah, but not your job. Parents' job. They're called parents because they parent. You're not their parent. You are paedophiles. Other Mumsnet users branded it as grooming in plain sight. For that's exactly what it is. These are paedophiles grooming children. And they called for the police to intervene and picket lines to be set up. Abso-bloody-lutely. One user wrote, "If my kid's teacher got naked to teach them about sexual pleasure, I would have a few choice words and would be on to Ofsted faster than you could say, 'Where's my codpiece?'" Great line. People who want to get naked around little kids they are not related to are a danger. Absolutely. The family sex show, which begins in Bath next month. Oh, I've got a feeling now it won't be beginning in Bath. I have a feeling it won't be beginning. But, wait a minute. The family sex show, which begins in Bath next month, then tours the country, make no bones about the content of the 60-minute performance, stating, "There is nakedness, yes. At one point in the show, everyone on stage takes their clothes off to the level they feel comfortable to. For some people, that's taking off all their clothes and being completely naked." Yeah. They say they deliberately went for the provocative title so parents and carers would know what they're going to see, and their website provides a range of questions and answers for those interested in attending. I've got a question for you. Why are you paedophiles putting on a show? They say the show imagines a future in which there is no shame, but a celebration of difference, equality and liberation and paedophilia. Josie Dale-Jones from the production company This Egg, who refers to herself by pronouns she and her, actually more monster and it would be correct. "We wanted to make something that came at the topics of relationships and sex in a light way." Yeah, in the light way. In the way that children are quite light when you pick them up and fondle them, you paedophile bitch. It's in a way that would open conversations and encourage people to ask questions. Yeah, questions like, why are paedophiles doing this? To allow for that space of vulnerability and not knowing and making mistakes. This is the parent's job. I can't even go on with what she's saying because what she's saying is so vile. I'm going to say this. If you live in Bath or in the Bath area, as soon as that show opens, go down and picket it. Hand out flyers, call everyone who goes in there a paedophile. Have the word paedophile plastered everywhere on banners, posters, everywhere you can. And let people know that this company is producing a show aimed at the sexual grooming of 5-year-old children. Because that's what this is. These monsters. Anyway, I'm going to come up because I've had enough of this. They're annoying me. If I, as a grown male, was to say, "Hey kids, all you 5-year-olds gather round. I'm going to take all my clothes off and waggle my bits," the police would be called pretty damn quick. But because this is art, they feel they're able to get away with this. It's okay, kids. All you 5-year-olds gather around. I'll take all my clothes off and waggle my bits. But it's in the name of art. And therefore it's perfectly fine. No, no, no. It is not perfectly fine. You're a paedophile. You are a nasty, dangerous individual or group of individuals who are using the artistic license to groom children into your disgusting ways. You should be ashamed, and you should be investigated, and you should be locked up, and you should definitely never be allowed anywhere near children. You dirty, disgusting perverts. In fact, I'm not going to call for anyone to burn the theatre to the ground. But the theatre owners really need to consider the possibilities of what will happen to their theatre if they allow this production to go ahead. Do they want crowds of people outside? Because they're going to lose a lot of money. Because who the hell is going to push their way through a picket line with banners saying paedophiles here, child groomers, disgusting perverts, to watch a show? And as everyone who walks through that door to watch that show, people are pointing at them, ridiculing them, abusing them. People of this country need to stand up and stop this woke identity shite, because it's dangerous to children. And you can see that straight away. This is grooming 101. Anyway, I'm going to stop this there because I will get completely angry. If you like what you hear and see on this channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, protect your children, and goodbye.